What's going on, YouTube? Back on this 3.1 V6 Firebird 91 model. So as you can see, I've got all the front cover on it now. I have to get some new bolts. They're coming in Wednesday or Thursday of this week. So I wasn't hoping that this is actually going to draw out as long as it did. I was just hoping for like at least maybe 2 days at the most. But instead of that, been having to fight with the weather, the rain, and all that stuff. So it's kind of actually taking a little longer than planned. So it's even taking even longer because now I got to wait 2 more days for new bolts for the water pump. Because all I'm going to do is I'm going to replace the bottom and one of the tops. But the other torques I'm probably going to keep just because of the fact they're still in decent condition. I can still torque them a little bit, you know, if need be. Now as far as the distributor, I'm getting ready to show you all that here in just a second. Okay, so anyway, I'm up here in the engine bay, as you can see. So I should have done this last time when I was making a video, because that way I'm up close and personal with it. So anyway, I turned my distributor, I took it out, turned it, and I got it literally facing at 7 o'clock position. So as you can see, trying to, it's kind of hard to see. Right there, where my black mark is on the fill line, pointing directly to it. And the mark that I was trying to show y'all last time is right there. A little smudge right there. And I've got it lined up right there. So, like I said, I should be pretty well in tuned like I was before I pulled my old distributor out. So hopefully this thing will fire up like it's supposed to and run. Now I may still have to, you know, maybe you still have to adjust the timing just a little bit, but probably won't be much. Just as long as I'm at 10 before top dead center on my timing, which over here I left my wire disconnected, so that way when I go to start the car and stuff, I keep this disconnected so that way I can do my ignition timing. And then I'll shut the car off, I'll plug it back in, and then start it up again and see where it's at. Double check my timing and all that stuff and be good to go. Now sometimes it's kind of sometimes a pain in the ass to even do sometimes, but got that 15mm bolt back there. It's a little bit of a pain to get to. So what I done was I used a short extension, or a short socket, 15mm socket, and a 1/4 ratchet to actually get back there, and it fits back there perfectly. You may have to move some of the wires and stuff back here. So like that little wire that's right up underneath the distributor cap, you may end up having to move it and finagle it, which is your throttle cable. So what I had to do was I just had to pull it out, press the clips in, and, you know, push back through so I could actually get some slack. Now this one here, I'm having some issues because it won't lock back in place, but it hasn't caused no problems, so I'm just kind of going to leave it like the way it is. I may replace it later on or something, but right now I'm not even going to worry about that right now. I mean, like I said, it works fine. I mean, it'll be fine. So, but yeah, so that's how if you used to do this type of job on a Firebird, or it's a V6 or even a V8, and your distributor's pointing back that way or whichever way, you may have to pick it up and turn it and face it to whatever cylinder is number one. V8s are going to be on the driver's side, V6s are going to be on the passenger side. So on this, 2.8 and 3.1s are on the passenger side on number one cylinder. So yeah, so this is so I guess I'm just probably going to label this as basically an update and everything. So I'm just kind of showing some progress of what's going on here. Also, I'm gonna do the oil pan gasket after all this other stuff is done, and that'll be later. So what I'm gonna do is I'll show a how-to video on how to do the oil pan gasket, and hopefully it runs, and that way I can make another video on it running and running right, so that way everybody can see, hey, guy got it running. So anyway, guys,